Hey guys, what's up? It's Trent here doing my planned video. I promised this in my last video. I said I would do a recap on my coming out story, so here it is. Why do I do this? Why do I feel like I'm at a game show? I'm not presenting anything. I'm presenting myself, I guess. Shut up, you egotistical prick. So for those of you who don't know, I came out about 3 months ago. If you didn't know, surprise, yes, I am a gay individual. I am a happy gay individual, and I am the happiest I've ever been in my life. And oh goodness, I've got so much experiences to share with you guys, and I'm hoping to kill a couple birds here with one stone. So part one, I have got a bit of explaining to do. Yeah, we'll get around to that. We'll burn that bridge once we get there. Part two is I want to do a recap, or a bit of a rehash for those of you who initially missed my coming out video. And by the end of the video, I hope to inspire someone. I really want to help someone in this position. I believe that I'm in a really good place in my life where I can make a change to someone's life. If I can convince someone by the end of this video to accept who they are as a person, to, you know, release the shackles of being gay and expressing who you are as a person, I know I've done a really great thing here. So yeah, 3 birds, 1 stone. Let's get it started. So let's start off with the explaining segment of the video. I done the, shall we say, ultimate taboo, which is I made a coming out video about 3 months ago. The ultimate taboo is that I name dropped, and you're probably wondering what name dropped means. In my head, I think it means that I mentioned someone in that video who I shouldn't have mentioned, and yeah, I'm sure you can put 2 and 2 together, but I have had to pull down that video due to the fact that me and my ex-partner have split up. Things didn't work out in the end, and I did mention him in the video and also put a picture of him in the video as well, so just to save myself and him the humility, I decided to take it off, and hence why I've decided to do this video. So it's not all doom and gloom, and I will let you know what my relationship status is like by the end of the video. I'm feeling shy now. Okay, so we've got that part out of the way. Explaining's done. For those of you who initially missed my first coming out video, I'm hoping to put things into a bit of perspective for you guys, and I'm just going to be explaining what happened in my life and what led to me coming out as a person. And if I am trying to make this start at point A, is probably my childhood. And like I said in the first video, I didn't have the easiest of childhoods. I came from a very unstable background. I grew up in an environment where I've had to move a lot. This is my 13th house that I've lived in, this house included. I'm only 25 years old as well, so it's really made it hard for me to settle in one place, to maintain friendships, all that jazz. It's just been really difficult. I've also grown up in an environment where I didn't have a father figure. I've never known my father before. It was just, I think my father is like the missing link here. It's like an incomplete puzzle. My life is an incomplete puzzle, and since coming out, it's almost filled that puzzle, but I've still yet to find my father, communicate with my father. But I'm hoping to meet him again one day. I'm sure I would make him proud of who I am, and I'm sure that he will be very happy to know that his son is happy. And I've also grown up in an environment where there was physical abuse. I was physically abused by my stepdad for 6 years. So it's also led to me being very extroverted and very shy, very withdrawn, depressed. I have had issues with suicide attempts in the past. I was constantly thinking about death a lot, and it was just compounded by the fact that I knew that I was very different in school. School was like the most horrific place for me. I liken school to prison almost. I hated going to school. From the age of 13 up to about 18. We call it college over here in New Zealand, or high school. I know you guys call it university or elementary, or I'm not too sure. But from 13 to 18, those were my high school years, and it was excruciating torture. It was horrific. Due to my shy and very reserved nature, a lot of people took that for rude. People took that as, I don't know. People just took my personality and just blew it out of proportion. They thought I was something that I wasn't, and it just came down to the fact, it just boiled down to one fact, that I really didn't have any close friends at school. It was quite hard for me to join a clique, so to speak. It was really hard for me to maintain friendships, because I was just so painfully shy in school. Then going into my early 20s, I had my first sexual experience with a man when I was 21, and it was just that light bulb moment in your head where you know, I'm gay. And I knew from the age of about 15 that I was gay, and it built up over time, and it manifested into something really, really gargantuan, and it really made it, we call it the acting straight in the gay community. We call it acting straight. And I played that card for a really, really long time. And I would say that is the biggest regret of my life, is keeping that part of my life secret. Not coming out sooner was my biggest regret in my life. And at the age of 21, when I lost my manginity, as we like to call it, it just put a whole bunch of things in perspective. I remember vividly staring into the mirror and just saying, "You're gay, Trent. You're gay." Talking to the mirror like I was talking to my best friend. I was telling myself, "You're gay." But a part of me, in the back of my head, couldn't accept the fact that I was, so hence why I kept that part shut. I kept that part of my life very secret and very, very private. And it wasn't until I met my ex-partner a few months ago, going on 4 months now, this person really, really did inspire me to come out. As horrible as it ended, even though we're not together, he inspired me to come out. I remember him telling me very clearly that, "You're a special person, you know, I really care for you. Believe it or not, this is the hardest part. The rest of it is going to be so easy from here. You've got an amazing network of friends and family who support you and love you, who love you to the ends of this earth." And it just made it so much easier that I had someone in my life who was able to push me through. He was able to fill me with courage and inspired me to do something that I thought I would never ever do. So I'm going to do a bit of a recap of what my coming out situation was like. Prepare for bad acting. Well, I wouldn't really say acting. I'm not going to act anything because I'm a really horrible actor. But I'll try reenact the scene, imagination speaking here. So I was at work when I decided to come out and tell my mum, who was, I believe, the third person I told. I did tell two really, really close friends that I was gay, and they had no issue whatsoever. And anyway, I'll come back to that in a second. And I was on lunch break. I sat outside and I had my cell phone with me. I wrote my mum a text and said, "Mum, it's really important that I tell you this, and hopefully you still love me by the end of this text, and hopefully you still accept me as your son by the end of this text, but I really need you to know that I'm happy, and I'm happy to accept the fact that I am gay, and that hopefully nothing is going to change. Hopefully you guys still love me for who I am." And it was such a sad, soppy, long-winded text, and I got a text back within 2 minutes, and it quite simply said, "Thank you so much for telling me, my son. We love you so much. Me and your sisters love you so much. We love who you are. We love the fact that you've maintained your integrity and your respect. You have nothing but our love and our appreciation." And that was it. It was as simple as that. The biggest weight on my shoulder had been lifted through that one text message. I think the only premisconception that I had about coming out was telling my younger sisters. My elder sister is 21 and my younger sister has just turned 14, so that was the hardest part for me when coming out, was telling my sisters that their brother is gay. And I remember going home that night. I got around home about 9 o'clock, and I walked through the front door, and my mum just had the biggest smile on her face, and she said, "Come here." and she gave me a hug and a kiss. And we also had some family friends there who didn't know what the hell was going on, so it was a bit of a shock to find out that, you know, why they're getting all mushy all of a sudden. And then I just told them one by one, you know, I finally come out, and I got nothing but praise. I got nothing but respect and admiration. I have not lost friends. I've gained friends. I've gained admirers. I've gained the respect of my co-workers since coming out. Life has been so much better since coming out. And let me tell you, for those of you, I realise this story isn't going to be applicable to everyone, because everyone has their own form of coming out. Some people do it through a letter, some people do it over the phone, some people do it through email, whatever your source of social media is. People have very different methods, and not all methods work for every kind of person. But I truly think that honesty is the best policy here, and you guys have really got nothing to fear. Honestly, I think the hardest part is just accepting it yourself. And honestly, looking back at my life, I can't imagine my life now without coming out. I can't imagine my life, you know, it's just really hard for me to be miserable now. Well, really, I would describe it as euphoria, elation, on a high. Say whatever you want, this is the happiest I've ever been in my life, and looking back at that person who I was is so excruciatingly painful. Like, looking at photos of myself is really, really difficult for me to do, because I look so miserable. I remember in those dark times lamenting and languishing, wallowing in my own guilt and despair and grief. Those are just distant memories now. That is just a part of my life that I've put to bed, and I'm so totally moved on with life. I have never been happier. And even though people come from different backgrounds, you might not have a family who accepts your decision to come out, things will get better for you in the end, I promise you, because honestly, people seem to forget that I'm gay now. It's kind of, nothing's changed. I'm still the same person. I don't go around wearing dresses, thank God, because a lot of people thought I'd turn into a drag queen or something, but no, nothing has changed whatsoever. And honestly, it flies by quicker than your 20s. People will forget it. People will just grow with it. People will just deal with it. It's just really amazing how well people adapt. It just takes a bit of time and understanding for people to come through. I think, if anything, I have distanced a few people. I wouldn't say that they've completely discarded me from their life, but there are a few people who do look at me a little bit differently in my family. People think I'm going to bite them, or look at me like I'm the bastard child or something, but apart from that, I have learned to follow my nana's advice, which is don't waste time on time wasters. And that's probably the best piece of advice that I can give you, apart from being honest to yourself, is don't waste time on time wasters. Life is far too short. You need to think about your happiness. You need to think about, you know, making the most out of your life. You know, we're not going to be here forever. It's all about being happy and living your life to the fullest potential. I feel good. This is like a counselling session. I feel so much better. So much better. So hopefully that gave you more of an insight into my life. If you guys didn't see the first video, I hope this was a good expose on my life. I really wanted to share that part of my life with you guys as well. And as with the relationship status, what should I say? Doesn't this face just say it all? Oh, don't make me say it. Okay. I am seeing someone at the minute. I won't say who, but I'm very happy. Isn't that all that matters in this life, is just being happy? I'm happy, so we'll just leave it at that, okay? Don't tell anyone. Okay, so I guess this comes to the end of my recap on my coming out story, I guess. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really, really do hope that I inspired someone to come out. If it was through my story alone, I know I've done a really, really great thing here. So I would encourage you guys, if you guys are struggling with your identity, you guys really need to know that you guys are beautiful. You guys, there's nothing holding you back but yourself. You really do have to believe that. I am very, very passionate about offering people advice, about helping people through this transitional period. It's not easy. It's going to be hard. Some people ain't going to like it, but honestly, you're doing yourself a favor in terms of lifestyle, in terms of honesty. You guys really need to do it. If you guys are thinking about coming out, I would advise you to start with your close friend. If you've got a close friend who you're very, very, I shouldn't say intimate, but if you've got someone who you speak to on a daily basis who you trust, I would advise you to confide with that person. Tell them that you're gay, tell them that you're lesbian, tell them that you're bi, pansexual, transsexual, whatever your story is, just tell somebody. See what their reaction is. That will give you a very good general idea as to how the rest of the world is going to view it. Honestly, if your best friend can't take it, who else will? I mean, can you really say that they're your best friend if they don't accept who you are? I promise you, that's where the beauty begins, is telling your closest friend. If you don't have a closest friend, if you've got a brother or a sister or a friend, tell them instead. Just do it, please. I'm begging you, come out. Life has never been better since then. I am testament to that. I am living the happiest life that I've ever lived, and I'm sounding like an idiot. Shut up, Trent. You sound like an idiot. I think I better stop before I start waxing lyrical and getting melodramatic and sappy. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to talk about. So 3 birds, 1 stone. I hope you guys liked the video. I hope this really opened the metaphorical doors, like I said before in my last video, to my life. So this brings me to the end of my video, unfortunately, but if you guys would like to add your comments about what you think about this video, if you guys need advice on anything, please leave that in the comment section below. If you don't want to post your comments publicly, send me a private email, or a private message, however you like to call it, and I will respond to you. I do check my emails on the daily. I'm here to help. Any sort of advice I can offer, I am so totally there. I will assist you through this personally myself. Hopefully you guys like the expose on my personal life so far. So thank you so much again for watching, and I shall see you in my next video, which should be very soon. Yeah, stay safe and take care of yourselves. Remember you soon.